In a world of limitless opportunities and countless challenges, the choices we make manifest themselves into the very roads that guide us. And the tribulations and triumphs that shape, weather, and bind these paths together are the very essence of what makes the world such a beautifully strange place. But we walk our path with no map, in search of answers that nobody has, simply hoping that we don't get lost along the way. So maybe just sharing our story of where we come from and the things that have guided us along the way can be enough to guide those lost in their own path.
I'm Zach Bonanza, and this is the Lost Guidance Podcast. Hello. Buenos dias.
Cinco de Mayo.
What's up? Guys, it's that time. It's the time. It's Lost Guidance Podcast time is what it is. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Welcome. I'm joined today on the 13th awesome episode of the Lost Guidance Podcast with my good buddy Mike Natale. Thank you for coming on. And his lovely girlfriend who's just out of shot, but she's going to be chiming in here with us, Chelsea Schloop. Hey, guys, what's up?
Hey, guys. Not much.
So as with every episode, I have somebody on who, somebody in the community has a great story to tell, something that's been guiding them through life, something they're really passionate about. And in this instance, it kind of really goes well with one of my past guests I had on last week, Taylor English Contracting. And we actually had brought you up and kind of the whole communal cohesion that goes on amongst the contractor and construction industry. So, guys, owner and operator of Natale Construction LLC, the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Natale.
Hey, how's we doing, everybody?
What's up? So, man, pull this a little closer to you for a sec. Let's get into it. I want to know. Obviously, this is something that I know you've been a part of for a while. Into the construction field, and you've had various employers, and eventually you kind of segregated yourself, and you went and did your own thing. What brought you to that conclusion? How did you get into the field, and what made you realize somewhere down the line you wanted to do it yourself?
Okay. So I started working for a roofing company in high school sometime. Quickly realized I liked being in that field. Actually went to MV and took some courses in carpentry masonry.
Okay.
Got a certificate through them. Went and worked for a bigger builder, kitchen, bathroom, addition renovator. We kind of parted our ways. Got offered a really sweet gig out in Colorado.
Yeah.
Ended up turning that down and just kind of going for it.
Yeah. So you just decided, was it just the accumulation of knowledge, or was it the customers you had? What was it that really was the turning point? And you're like, you know what? I've had enough experience with this certain thing, and I feel like it's something that I should just do myself.
Yeah.
Is there any one thing, or?
It's a multitude of a lot of things. I felt like I was good enough and could handle it. Not that I could do it better, but I could bring a new spin to the whole industry.
Awesome. What is it that you're bringing the spin to, man? It's obviously a fresh set of eyes, young talent, young blood. That's always a positive thing. Yep. Keep rejuvenating the market. But what else? I
mean, that's got a lot to do with it. I just thought that maybe a new level of like honesty and kind of transparentness to our company.
That's very interesting. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Very interesting that you mentioned the word transparency, because that's exactly what Taylor English had mentioned when I had him on last week, is that it's no good to be doing these backdoor deals, trying to, for lack of a better word, snake somebody, and con them on their price of supplies or your labor or whatever, because eventually it catches up to you. If you want to be in the business for 45 years, you're going to want to be a reliable name. You want to be the reputable company that people want to go to, So I think that is exactly what both of you guys are doing, and maybe a part of it, like we had mentioned last week, is working together to create this new image.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. We actually worked with Taylor a little bit last week.
What were you guys doing?
He's got a big kitchen remodel going on Hollywood and Whitesboro, and we're doing the electrical for him, and just going from there.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. So, how long have you been in your own company? How long has it been formed as an LLC?
My first job was May 1st, 2 years ago.
Wow.
So,
well, congratulations.
So 2-year anniversary was
a couple days past the 2 year. That's awesome, man. And it's how much have you seen it grown with your name and with other contractors helping you, stuff like that?
It has grown Probably tenfold.
Really?
The first year was a lot of startup costs, obviously, a lot of getting the name out there.
Of course.
I mean, there were weeks where,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
we're killing it now.
That's awesome, man. What are like some of the big projects that you have coming up that you're a little bit interested in, or do you have anything particular?
Yeah, we got a big, actually went and looked at an estimate today for a big enclosed deck, 24 by 26, so it's going to be like a 3-season room.
Nice.
Yep, wood stove in there.
That's awesome. Are decks like your status quo, like your go-to?
So what we specialize in is kitchen and bath remodels and custom tile work.
Okay.
But I mean, in the summer, me and my employee, we both want to be outside a little bit, so we'll bid a couple decks, couple roofs.
I mean, you can't beat it. You know, it's the perfect time for it while the bidding is good. You know.
Yep. Also, homeowners like to have their kitchen and bath done while their children are at school. So.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Keep them out of the house, out of the way. So that's awesome, man. And I tell everybody, I rant and rave about all the guys like you and Taylor who are getting your name out there in the industry. I mean, this is the new market coming up, and so you got to be able to encourage and help and support these guys. Yep. But at the same time, you know what you're working with and getting. Like you said, the transparency, the reputation, the trust, it's probably not unheard of for you to just be able to leave your tools there, trust your customer. And then likewise, they are letting you into their home or their backyard or whatever to work on things while they're not there because it's trust, and that's a big part of it in the community.
Yeah. If there's no trust between homeowner and contractor, they need to revisit contracts or revisit even their relationship. Yeah.
Have you ever had a situation where you've had to kind of revisit the relationship?
Not yet, and I hope we don't anytime soon, but I've dealt with a lot of really good homeowners so far.
Personally, in your experience, what about like when your past employers, have you ever come across a situation of dishonesty, kind of biting the big one on you?
Not in particular. I mean, I don't really want to name names, but there was an incident where an employer didn't get to a project on time and homeowner came to the shop when all the employees were there, and
wow,
a little bit of a mess, but that was between those two, so yep.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, because I can get this kind of perspective depending on what kind of guest I have, but I can relate it amongst different fields. I had Greg Jones on. He was a baseball coach, just talking about how to navigate the water in today's society, really, with ASO soccer mentality parents. And then I have on, Taylor last week and you, and you can kind of see this underlying theme, and it's running asymptotically, like right above the line, equal parallel with society. It's how we are, how to deal with society, and how you like navigate the waters are very underlying of each other. So like a lot of different industries are being molded based on how you're going to interact with your customers and what people are requesting, wanting, doing, what you're hearing from them, because really, obviously, society is the biggest player in any market. If there's no buy, there's no sell. That's just how it goes. It's economics. So it's interesting to see across all different platforms, whatever you're applying it to, how we have to almost mold ourselves and our business ethic and how we're conducting business and stuff based on how we're dealing with these people, who we're dealing with, right? Do you find that at all in your work, that sometimes you have to either maybe not compromise, but adjust your mindset, your approach to a job based on who you're working with or dealing with?
Yeah, I mean, people have different personalities. We try and maybe mold our personalities a little bit to them so they feel more comfortable just with us in their home. I mean, that's big for a lot of people.
Yeah, you sometimes put on the schmooze, kind of.
Yeah, you gotta
put on a little icing on the cake, baby.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
I've been trying to get this freaking thing to share on Facebook. I'm sorry, it won't do it, but that should do it. So it's a very large up and coming industry, obviously. I mean, you see, Taylor and I were talking about how this area is very fortunate enough to be like smack dab in the middle, even with the market declining and everything, we weren't hit that bad, and homes are continually being built in the area. We're seeing exponential amount of growth, whether it's just like residential areas for the elderly or population or something like that, but you're seeing all these types of different things, more trailer park homes, more apartment complexes, stuff like that. It's coming up everywhere, especially big in the city. So obviously, you're going to need more people to build those things. Sometimes it's not better to go with the large company, right?
Correct.
So what are some of the things that people are going to get from you that they're not going to get from Joe Schmo CEO? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we can be a little more personal. We spend a lot more time with our estimates and with our clients than a massive company would, obviously.
Right.
We don't have 20 jobs going at once. I try and dedicate all my time to the job I'm on at that point.
That's good. Like keep the one track kind of mindset.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Things aren't getting forgotten. Things aren't getting overlooked.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree. And I feel like you're going to lose some of the quality, like the essence and the care that you put into your work, right?
Yeah, I mean, I take too much pride in my work to have 10 jobs going on at once.
Now, is that something you might think is an issue down, because obviously as you keep growing, you have an employee now, but you're going to out. Is that something to kind of hard delegating your quality of labor to other guys, and you like, you got to do it how good I'm doing it.
You just got to get that employee that you can trust and that you can grow with the company. Awesome. So eventually, hopefully the employee I have now can not take what I'm doing right now, but, branch off within the company.
He won't be the master, but, know.
I mean, maybe someday.
But a Jedi nonetheless.
No.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I think that's, again, it all comes down to trust, man. And, adjusting yourself to kind of work with people. And it's an interesting field. I don't know if I see myself ever running a business. I like to think that if I were in a situation like that, I would always try to keep an open mind, like a kind of like a third eye view, and be able to like look at the situation objectively always and be like, am I favoring this kid too much, or am I not giving him a benefit of the doubt? It's hard to work with somebody when you're delegating the labor, I can imagine.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So where do you see the company growing in the next few years?
I would like to stay residential. I would like to specialize kitchen, bathroom, custom tiles. I would like to have a branch of the company that does roofing, siding, and then possibly another branch that we would specialize in custom decking.
Yeah.
But I mean, this area, you can only do so much with. Eventually, this area will get to there, but.
You think it's going to get more like metropolitan almost, or?
Not much, just more people, I guess.
More.
Not people. I mean, with this big hospital supposedly coming to downtown, it's going to bring a lot more money, a lot more building.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to raise I guess having all that extra disposable income, do you think that raises what people are going to want? So now, a normal specialty tile job, I don't know, might be just like a normal mosaic, a sequence of three, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
But somebody might want like, create like an ocean wave backsplash out of turquoise or something. I mean, do you see it going that way, or just?
I mean, I hope my tile game gets there.
Yeah.
I know we can handle it.
Yeah.
We've actually just did some pretty wild custom showers, so.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's completely up to the homeowner. As one person would see it gaudy, one person sees it beautiful.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, it all comes back to perspective, right?
Correct.
Awesome. So tiles, bathrooms, kitchens, that's kind of your expertise. Is there anything you just genuinely don't like doing?
I like it all.
But like some stuff is a little tedious.
Yeah.
Right? It's got to be.
I mean, if I were to do...
Chelsea's looking at you like, yeah, he fucking does. He does. He comes home and bitches. I love it.
I'm not a painter. We'll say that.
Not a painter?
We sub our painting. Like, my employee is an excellent painter.
Chelsea, why don't you come on in? Pull that mic up to you. We're going to switch over. Get you Chelsea Soup here, ladies and gentlemen. Chime in here. It's got to be equally as, maybe not stressful, but it's, for lack of a better word, a burden that you both are bearing together. Any couple trying to start and support a company that you're, forming, ups and downs and peaks and troughs and hurdles and stuff, right? So what are some of the more challenging sides in terms of maybe just like physical limitations, hours in the day? I mean, sometimes you just can't get it all done, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely long hours, especially now with it being nicer out and the weather and the sun being out longer.
Right.
He wants to work later. I get it. The longer you work, the faster you get a job done, the quicker you get paid.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's long days, and then even in the winter, you come home, you get home 5, 6 o'clock. Well, now you got to go in your office and work for a couple hours. So they're long days, but it'll all pay off.
Yeah, exactly. You guys got to have the good foresight, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, we work together sometimes.
There's a lot of cohesion here.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Oh, I can tell. If anybody knows you guys, they know that for sure. So I saw you giving the smirk. What are one of the things that maybe you came home and is not too pleased to have done all day?
I mean, you're not looking forward to roofs, that's for sure.
They get hot, man. A 90-degree roof ain't fun.
They get hot, and it's tough to do with two people sometimes. You kind of need a couple more guys to bang it out and get it done. But I mean, you do them. It depends on. I mean, you have a lot of return customers that want roofs, so you're gonna help them out. You've done work for them before, and
for sure.
Yeah, but that's probably your least favorite thing. I would
say. Roofs are hot, and I have a little story of me and Mike Natale working together on a construction site once. I was helping him. We were building Pete's house, Pete's addition.
Correct.
And it was like this large home, and basically like the whole right half of this house was being redone and all expanded, large. And you had the what'd you call them? The what are these called? The
rafters.
The rafters, I guess, yeah, rafters. So we're installing the rafters. Mike's up top. He's got the big old nail gun. Bang, bam, bam, bam. Well, that rhythm was quickly interrupted by, holy fuck! I look up and Mike's got a nail sticking right into his thumb, and I'm like, you know when you just get white because you see something so grotesque?
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, my man made my skin crawl. Boss comes over. He goes, all right, look away. Takes the 2 claw of the hammer and just like it's on a board goes pink. And you can just see like the fort, and you just got white, and you're like, I'm good. Just sweaty, clammy, on a roof, gushing blood out your thumb that was just punctured through the bone with a nail gun. And I'm like, oh my God, this is why I take an office job.
Yeah, there's some good times on construction sites.
Is that one of your worst?
I believe that's one of 2 times I've shot myself with a nail gun. That was by far the worst.
Oh my God. What's like the worst accident you've had to deal with?
I'm pretty sure that's it.
Yeah. I mean,
Luckily.
a nail to the bone of your hand.
Yeah.
That was probably tender for a while.
Yeah, for a couple weeks. I was actually working at Moe's at the time too. I had to take a couple of days off from
you were doing both
burrito
jobs?
rolling. Yep.
Oh wow. How did they ever manage without your expert
know.
rolling skills
Must have been
of
tough.
Doritos? Yeah.
Must have been tough.
Wow, man. I'm happy but sad I was there for that historic
Glad
moment
someone got some joy out
of
it.
your
God,
worst accident on a roof, man. That was gnarly for sure. But that's all part of it, right? You got to deal with the accidents and all that. So speaking of that, was it I've heard horror stories of it becoming kind of a just like a 3-ring circus to get insurance through a new company. Was that your experience at all with the state? Or
we're actually very lucky that I know someone in the insurance industry.
Oh, so
they kind of
pushed it along?
Yeah, we didn't go through them, but they gave me a very reputable company to go through, and it's very seamless, the transaction.
Wow, nice. Yep. Yeah, because I don't know if you have ever heard from anybody like that, but I know a few up-and-coming businesses that are like, man, if I want to bring somebody on, all the extra insurance I got to pay for is like crazy to get.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely expensive. I mean, if you have the right agent, they try and make it as easy as possible, but it is not an easy task to start a business, especially with employees.
I can imagine, yeah. But I think it's a good time to do it. Now, especially, you're in the age of technology, the age of publicism, really. It's never been easier to publicize your stuff. You know, I always bring this up, and it's such a weird example, but it's just such a good one that I heard. The rapper A Boogie with the Hoodie or whatever. I don't really listen to common new day rap or anything.
Okay.
But this guy, he knew that his music was so good and that he would make it big, and he saw where the CD industry went, right? Nobody wants to make a CD or an album, put it out, and sell it on iTunes or sell it at a store, because one person gets a hold of it, they're going to download it and spread it to by the time you try to close one site, another site will have it up, and everyone will find your music somehow, and you lose money. So what he decided to do, just put out all his music free of charge on all the platforms he could, just pump the internet with his media, and then it blew up. And he got so big on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Now he just makes money off of those. So that's how he's getting loaded. I mean, it's not impossible. I keep mentioning this too. The 4th or 5th most wealthy person on YouTube is an 8-year-old boy who just reviews his own toys that he likes. He just like, oh, here's my Matchbox car, and I'm like, what? And this is the world we live in today. So, like I said, for a company like yours that's up and coming, and getting this fresh millennial and new set of eyes on the industry that we still need here, it's awesome. Like you could definitely make it huge, get huge in the area, get well noted, and the more honest and reputable you are, the better you'll be. So, what a perfect time to do it, I would say. Are you noticing? Because obviously you're in the industry where you know a lot of old timers, Pete and all them, the electricians, people who are in the unions and stuff. Do you see a distinction between what the stories they tell and how they got into it and people today, even yourself, Taylor English, stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, the same baseline. I mean, just good connections with people in the industry, the only difference is we have social media. And I mean that if you get big on social media, it's pretty much the best advertising you can have. And there's thousands of people on there.
Absolutely. Millions. Yeah. Especially in the area, but well, not millions in our area, but you know what I mean.
I hear you.
Excuse me. But likewise, it could bite you, you know?
Yeah.
You had that one relatively, I don't want to say a name, but reputable local pizzeria. One person takes a video of a couple bugs on their salad, and all of a sudden, which is right. I mean, there's no excuse for that. Whatever. I don't know the situation of the whole story. I'm just saying, to have been a reputable place, one video gets 100,000 views in a city of 60,000 in Utica.
Yeah, that's not good.
I mean, you're SOL. So I think it all comes back to that open trust, communication, all them underlying morals and values that are really, that's how you got to get your name out there. And maybe it's the more expensive choice, but is there any other option? Do you know?
I don't believe so. I mean, at the end of the day, if you turn a good product, you're honest, and your cost isn't astronomically above everyone else's, you're going to get the business.
Yeah. And I think anybody who's got common sense would say, I'd rather have the honest guy who's going to do a good job and like give a warranty and say, I'll come back and fix it. You know, like Taylor said, he'll come back for up to 2 years and screw in extra screws or fix corners and stuff. And I'm sure you do a similar kind of like, you know, like trust thing.
Yeah, we call it a 2-year craftsmanship warranty.
There you go.
Yep.
And that's what anybody with a common sense would say, I want the guy who's going to do that for me rather than the guy who's going to save me $100.
Yeah.
You know, because anytime you get what you pay for, like you get a tattoo, whatever, you know, you want surgery, you're not going to go to the guy in the minivan, okay?
You would not think. You wouldn't think so.
You wouldn't think. I don't know. You give me a couple more of these margaritas you guys brought, and maybe.
Yeah.
No. By the way, thank you. Cheers.
Hey, cheers.
Salud to the Cinco de Mayo. It was on this date that the Mexicans
Beat the French.
beat the French, yeah, with General Ignacio something. Why did we know that?
Don't know, to be honest.
That's awesome. So what do you think has been like one of the biggest hurdles for you getting the business rolling? Like now that you say it's grown tenfold, did you notice a time where it just was on the upswing?
Actually, probably December, November of last year, it kind of just took off.
Really?
Yep.
Is there any particular reason you might think that, or
I just think the word got out because we don't do a whole lot of advertising. We just got into Instagram.
right?
Just started to post a lot on Facebook, but
Which go ahead and check it out, guys. Natale Construction, Facebook, Instagram, do it all. Come on, bubbies.
yeah, I mean, I think just word got out. Word gets out that there's a new guy in the industry that's doing good work.
I think
Spreads
that's it.
quick.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And your photos and the reviews and everything speak for themselves.
Yeah.
So
Yep, correct.
So if you don't believe it, check it out.
Reviews on Facebook, man.
Yeah, check it. No, man, you're doing great work, and that's for sure. What made you really want to specialize in the tile of the bathroom and kitchens mostly?
So my last boss was a tile setter. We set a lot of tile together, and it's just something that I kind of picked up instantly, and just have. There's just so many. The tile industry is evolving so fast. It's just nice to be on that edge of it.
How so?
Just the materials people are using now. There's different kind of spacers, levelers. I mean, the tile itself is just beautiful. I mean, and I can take it and kind of run with it a little more than I can like just a basic deck or kind of bring my own creative aspect to the business.
That's interesting. Yeah. So, man, I just like thinking about.
I mean, you can pretty much do anything with tile. I mean, you can make a wall into a piece of art.
That's what I was gonna say. Like that's kind of cool. Do you find it's almost like the repetitiveness of it is kind of nice? Like you know what you're doing once you get in the rhythm, and like you said, I've seen those like little spacers that go between the tiles and everything, and it's almost like you set everything up, you lay one, boom, set one, lay it. It's like a pattern. Yeah, and I can see how that's like fulfilling to finish a pattern. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the sense of fulfillment once you get to the job and you leave the job. I mean, it's a huge change.
Yeah.
Which I do like that.
So it's almost like a puzzle to you, or?
Yeah, to an extent, correct.
Yeah, that's fun, man.
I like that. I've never heard it used like that.
Yeah, it's literally because like think about when you get a puzzle going and you start laying a piece and you're like, oh, and then you get this pattern going. And you're like, yeah,
exactly.
Man, you're getting old and nerdy when you're like, man, puzzles get me so
puzzles.
excited. Yeah, I got this 1,000 piece I'm gonna do later. Oh man, it's awesome. I really wish we brought that shaker. Oh, did you? Oh,
yeah, we're
sweet.
stacked up.
Chelsea coming in clutch with the 3-point shot. Guys, it's Cinco de Mayo. If you're not drinking a margarita, that's un-American. Thank you so much. You ever have one of these Zevias?
They look pretty good.
It's like
soda or something?
It's like a really healthy soda. It's made with stevia plant, which is supposed to be just like a sweet, almost like cane sugar.
Natural?
But yeah, no carbs, no sugar, no artificial sweeteners. It's only water, citric acid, stevia leaf, and natural flavors like black cherry. You want to try some?
I'll take a swig.
Pretty good.
Take a pull.
It's like, if you want a little sweet, but you don't want
really good.
soda.
Really good.
Want to try it? It's like sweet, but not soda. And you pour it out, and it's crystal clear, but it tastes like black cherry. Right?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Not bad. You hear that? You hear that, Zevia?
It's a shout out.
Yeah. Send me a case. They're $5 for a 6-pack. All right. Send me a case. God, can't get nothing. So, I guess while we're on the topic,
I want to talk about human beings.
that was my nephew. I want to talk about human beings, man. So we were kind of getting into what it's like to deal with people and how people, you really got to adjust yourself with today's society. And I think that applies to anybody in the workplace. If you are a rigid and abrasive individual, you're not going to do well in any job. Nobody wants to work with somebody like that. I know that Taylor says he brings in other contractors. Likewise, you probably are working with others on big jobs, stuff like that. Sometimes a family wants the whole home done at once. They get 5 crews on site. Have you ever had a situation where you're not only having to deal with the client, but now a crew that might be abrasive? Or
Oh yeah, we've.
how do you handle something like that?
I mean, hopefully you find the right ones, but sometimes you pull the short straw and
What do you mean by
get
that?
someone back.
Hey, wait, that's generic. You want to write that on a fortune cookie?
Sometimes you pull a short straw.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, now we're to a point where I kind of know the subcontractors I use all the time, but there was a point where when we were growing, I would pull on sheetrockers and pull on painters and things like that. And I mean, if you don't know them, if you can't get to know them quickly, if there's someone you don't kind of bond with, it's just going to make the project longer.
So you're saying I kind of find a middle ground, or?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got to find something in common or want to turn the product, you know.
Yeah. See, now, when I used to be in the asbestos industry, I don't know if you remember that, and I would notice, like, when they have the head contractor, then all the sub companies kind of like doing bits and pieces of it, it's sometimes turned into a bit of a pissing contest.
Yeah, it goes down to the saying, too many chiefs, not enough Indians. There's got to be one.
Wow.
There's got to be a foreman.
No, I actually put that one on a cookie. That one was fucking good.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be a foreman. There's got to be laborers. There's
Right.
got to be some people the foreman can,
The division of labor.
you know,
Yeah.
there's got to be a hierarchy.
So
Or it's-
you never come across one that was too volatile or anything, or have you been pretty fortunate with that in the area?
I've been pretty fortunate, yes.
I don't think I hear of too many companies that are, trying to be sly. So I think that's good that
Yeah.
everybody
Especially with the newer kids. Like, we do work with Taylor. He is great. And when we do work with or for him, he's very good about getting his point across on what he wants done on the project. But
Yeah.
at the same time, letting us kind of put our 2 cents in.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, and congratulations. I didn't know that they got nominated for one of them business awards for Key Bank or something for the county. There was like one was given to the Disruption Network. Congratulations to them as well. One to English Contracting, one to Audio Optics.
Okay.
Congratulations again. I don't know I forgot what they were for. I believe it was just like a small business achievement award, but I was like, that's awesome because you get somebody like that associating with you. Now that company remembers you were on site, he recommends you next time around or somebody else down the line.
It's networking.
Exactly.
You know more contractors, you're going to get work. You know homeowners, you're going to get work.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to have good relationships with everybody.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a big part of it is keeping that positivity and open lines of communication.
Agreed.
So we've talked about some of the challenges, some of the ups and downs and stuff, and kind of where you see it going in the future. You do want to keep it mostly residential. You don't want to ever get into any commercial.
Not in particular, but
What is it about
maybe.
commercial?
I think I could take more pride and turn better products with a residential homeowner than I can with a large.
That's what
business
Taylor
owner.
said as well. That's very interesting. So it's kind of like you put more personal touch and first name basis kind of thing.
Yeah, more craftsmanship oriented, not more. Let's see how fast we can do this. Let's see how much money we can save.
Yeah.
Which is a lot. Not all the commercial industries like that, but a good chunk of it.
Yeah. What do you do if somebody just straight up doesn't like what you did? Has that ever happened?
It hasn't happened yet, and
Oh,
I
man.
don't think it'll happen. But
Good.
I don't really know. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Some people can be all over the place. You never know.
Yeah.
If I could, never mind. If I could introduce you to some people from my past.
I think I might know a couple.
Yep. Whoa. My own chair. So, are there any other up and comers that you're noticing are doing good work and kind of deserve any praise or?
Yeah, Aaron Bowie Masonry does really good concrete work. He's probably the best, if not the top of the guys around for masonry. Brandon Bork's very good in masonry as well.
Bork, yeah. See, that's also very cool, is that guys from related but different industries, you're all kind of collaborating, you know?
Yeah.
You got the tile and the bathroom kitchen area down. Taylor does a lot of like general construction. You got these guys doing masonry and stuff. I mean, you get a professional, just guy who focuses only on roofing. I mean, there you go. There's your saving grace, right?
Yeah. I mean, we have one that we sub out our big roofs too, but I actually do like it on a smaller roof.
Yeah.
Doing it ourselves. I mean, just comes down to the fact of being outside, you know,
It's kind of
getting
nice.
back to kind of my roots. I started in roofing, so
Yeah. So like a little shed or something wouldn't be too bad, you know?
yeah. I mean,
A lean
we're
to
doing,
here or there.
like a 10 square house. I mean, I think 2 years ago I did a 40 square house in Utica that was probably 70 feet to the top of this roof down behind
Holy
Faxton.
hell.
Yeah, it was the biggest one we've ever done.
That's a big Johnny, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know about that, man. What's that, 3-4 stories?
Yeah, so I took three different people on the roof, and only one of them was up there, able to stay up there and work with me.
Wow.
And that was actually my brother. He climbs rocks for fun in Wyoming. So
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He just crawls up there without a ladder. He's like, "Come on, you guys gonna get up here yet?"
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow, that's not. Dude, have you seen that free solo yet?
I have not.
It's on Hulu. I don't know if you guys have Hulu. Oh my god, it's next level, dude.
Yeah.
I had like sweaty hands watching it. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell is this guy doing? And he's just like, yeah. You know, I mean, normally people do it in a few weeks. This part of the mountain, he did it in 3 hours with no ropes.
Yeah, free
Just,
climb.
and you just look at him like holding. He's like, yeah, no, I got it. Yeah, no, it's cool. Just holding on like this, little tips, and I'm like, you're a lunatic. You're a lunatic, man.
Yeah, those people are nuts who do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Your brother's pretty good at it, so he might push the limits one day.
I think he's pushing them a couple already.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. More power to him.
Yeah.
To anybody who does that, it just makes me like terrified to even watch it, dude. Like, could you imagine? That's nuts. But yeah, you gotta check it out. It's a really good documentary. What were we talking about? Oh, so yeah, like I was gonna say, man, I always see people in the area, like the Disruption Network's an awesome example. They have like all different subtopics of podcasts and community news in the area. EC Radio, wrestling fandom, the baseline, the D line, talking about all different sports and stuff. Why don't you start? Is there such thing as a contracting network, like a union among like a self agreed upon union? You get the Mason, English, you know that, and you just start like a super corp.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you hope that with.
Can I just start something?
You could.
CEO.
Yeah, I mean, you hope that's the game.
It's
Then
like
you can kind of do it yourself or fall into someone else's massive corporation where a general contractor could get whole homes. You could get into all the kitchens.
so. Nothing like that. Have you ever heard of something like that? Like you guys just like.
I mean, yeah, there's general contractors that have special subs that they like to carry through their whole projects, or home builders that like to go in and frame and dry in the house, so then they sub out the kitchens, they sub out their tile, and they like to use the same people every time.
So that is kind of what you're doing. It's just not like in stone,
Yeah.
like written.
I mean, that's the end game.
Yeah.
You know? Once you get that big, I mean, you don't want to take on everything.
Yeah. That's
And
true.
That's when you start forgetting things and missing stuff that we don't want to have.
And then you got to tend to the books too. That's a big portion of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's not my least favorite. I actually like doing the estimates, but getting in the office for sometimes 2-3 hours at 9 o'clock at night is, it's rough, but it's
All part of the business.
what I want to do.
And that's a big portion of it too, is if you're not spending the time doing those quotes and, writing out these sheets, you're not going to be able to improve your business. You're not going to be able to find the cheaper materials and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, even just bookkeeping after. I mean, I've heard of things happening. You don't keep good books. I mean, you don't do your taxes on time. You don't do all that stuff. You're eventually going to catch up with you, and that's not something you want to catch up with.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff eventually can sometimes make its way to the news. Then you got your name slandered, essentially, but like, not unwarranted slander.
Yeah, I mean, it's public knowledge.
Yeah. So you definitely want to make sure you're tending to like the real business side of things. Doing it is one thing and performing well, absolutely, but running the business side is also significantly important. And I think some people maybe get lost, like that is lost upon them, and maybe that's why some businesses get sly or fail or whatever. It's because they stepped into a thing and I could do this job good. I know how to do this one thing, but I don't know how to balance these books, right? Chelsea's chiming in. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's a totally different like you're saying, you can build things and you know how to do stuff, but it's a totally different thing doing it and showing up and doing it every day versus running a business. There's a whole other side of it.
Yeah.
Hours in the office at night.
Yeah.
Which I try to help with. You could do it on your own, but why not help?
Right. Oh, yeah. Anybody could use a couple minutes of,
doing estimates and sending
bouncing
emails
ideas off. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's totally different being able to show up at a job and do the work.
Right.
And then coming home at night and doing the business side of things, paying your bills and running the books and
figuring out where you're getting the materials and the supplies and how much exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I think sometimes I might get lost on people, so let's try walking someone through your process. Say I want you to come over and fix that porch downstairs. What's your first step? I say, hey, I was put in touch with so and so, wondering if you could help me out with this estimate, which I do actually have. The guy I did the podcast with this morning wants you to take a look at his plumbing. I took pictures.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah.
So we'd receive the call. I'd go over it briefly, like the scope of the project on the phone.
Okay.
I'll take my notes and I'll bring those notes to the estimate. So I'll have a list of questions to ask the homeowner. Obviously, I'll have a list of stuff that I need to check personally. Whether the foundation of the porch is bad, whether it be just rotten joists, things like that. And then if sometimes we'll go over a budget or what they want, and then I'll take the estimate home, look at it for probably an hour, type something up, and call my suppliers, get prices, and kind of just send the email and go from there.
Be like, here's what it's probably going to take me to do. Here's the cost of the stuff. And
Yep. Yeah, I take a lot of pride in my estimates being the number too.
Yeah.
Like I don't hand an estimate for $1,000 and at the end of the job say, oh, it costs $10,000. Sorry.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Do you ever come under budget or?
Not really.
No.
No,
that's
it's usually
good. That means
spot
you're
on.
accurate at what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, they might be a couple change orders where we'll come under budget, but it's all documented throughout the process. Or we go over, there's change orders too. I'm not just going to take it upon myself to make the $500 or even $1,000 call for a homeowner.
Yeah. Now, how do you do your cost analysis? Do you just have like reputable suppliers that you normally go to, or?
Yeah, we'll go to JK. We're actually the porch we went to today. She wants us to get everything from Curtis Lumber because it's right next to her house. So we try and keep our business local. Like if we're working in Cassville, Lincoln Davies, working in New Hartford, JK, working in Waterville, we'll go to Curtis.
Nice.
We try and Lowe's and Home Depot are excellent stores for certain scenarios. We'll just leave that at that.
Yeah, like when you need that weird tool or a little bit of molding or something.
Yeah, you need a piece of molding. You need some glue. I mean, we like to keep it local because we're local. Support the local economy, not.
I'm all for that, absolutely. And I think that likewise that helps with other people too. It all brings it back.
Correct.
So you send me the estimate. I want to go forth with it. You just,
we'll type a contract.
Go right out. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. It'll have a scoped estimate, or not a scoped estimate, a scoped schedule, and it'll say prices on there. Sometimes we do 2 or 3 draws of payment rather than just do one lump sum at the end or 2 or
right for supplies.
Yeah, if a job's gonna take 6 months, we'll probably get 1 pull a month.
Awesome.
Yeah. And, our warranty works right in that contract. Then hopefully we agree on a schedule and it all works out.
Nice, man. I think that's important for someone who might want to get into this industry to understand the whole process, the thoroughness of it.
Yeah, the contract thing is we probably started doing it a year ago.
Did you have someone help you write it, or?
Chelsea actually helped.
Nice.
Yep. A lot of Google research. We spun it off her father, which has a business degree, so he's pretty good at what he does. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's just who you know. You got to bring them in to help you.
Yeah.
Can't do everything by yourself, which I realized that pretty quickly.
Yeah. As much as it feels good to have, the self-completion factor of it. I love that I've been doing a lot of work on this podcast, but if I didn't reach out to Carly Wright to help me with these awesome graphics, and if I didn't reach out to my guests and people to help me with publishing it and audio work and video work, I wouldn't even be here, So that goes without saying. You need to always reach out for help. And so I hope somebody gets something out of this podcast. I hope they're listening to it and they're like, man, I wanted to, I'm good at building. I want to start my own business, but I didn't think of all the spreadsheets and all the thorough, the legality of it and everything that they have to really accomplish. And hopefully they'll take a step back and just really analyze each aspect a little more in depth.
Yeah, which if anyone is ever interested in getting in this industry, you can probably call a contractor and without them knowing you, a lot of them will just help.
Yeah.
We're pretty tight knit, and I know I would. I don't.
That's awesome, guys. So you can reach him at 74. Thank you for the koozies too, man. By the way, that's awesome. I'm telling you, you might be trying to butter me up to be the best guest. Huh? You want the tag? I don't know, man. Hey, whatever you're saying, crazy. I don't know who the thought.
He's right on.
Yeah, might as well.
You just can't set them down because they're a little large.
I don't need to set up a margarita. What are you, crazy? That's Natale Construction for all your kitchen, bathroom, and outdoor needs. So, man, I'm really happy to see how well you're doing and see you coming up in the industry. And likewise, that everybody's kind of working together in the area, you know? That's what it's about. And I'm happy to see the communal aspect of things, you know?
It's a big sense of almost family amongst the industry.
Well, and you'll grow together, right? And it stands to reason that if your friends get big and they use you as a reliable source of help, it'll come back for you as well. Because Taylor had mentioned the fact that sometimes it's not feasible to go hire somebody. You just need a couple extra set of hands. You don't want to bring someone on for a week and then fire them, which makes sense.
Yeah, we actually discussed teaming up on some roofs together just because roofs are about manpower. You got manpower, you can do roofs quickly, you can do roofs well. I mean, 2 guys, it takes us a long time.
To bring shingles, lay them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yep.
Done a little bit of roofing in my day. It's hot, tiring work.
Yeah.
For sure. So I can understand why it's Julie's favorite. But it's okay. So do you have like a max size that you might predict? Like you probably won't want to reach this number, or are you just gonna play it by ear? Because I could see like me personally, if I had a company of like 25 workers, I'd probably be like, all right, maybe. At that point, you got to get a new manager, and then he's got to get 10 or 25. Then you're diluting the labor.
It would all depend on the foremans that I get, if I can trust them, or I mean, I would like maybe 10.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 teams, 3 or something along that nature.
Wow.
But I mean, you can't just send. I feel like anytime you send someone to do a construction project, you need at least 2 guys.
Yeah.
You need a guy in charge, you need a helper.
Absolutely.
Or else it's just going to take forever.
It's hard to even just move wood by yourself, you know?
Yeah.
You need some extra hands.
Yeah, I mean, this industry could wreak havoc on your body if you try and do a lot of things by yourself. Which I know a lot of people that do and pay the price for it.
That's another thing. To be starting in your own company in an industry like this where you could do some damage to yourself. God forbid you would fall off a ladder or something. I mean, now you go back to, your resume was your own company. You know, and you can't just go back and pick up construction. So it's like you got to be careful and mindful of your decisions here. Don't be an idiot if you hope to make it long term. The best contractors in the area didn't survive 50 years because, they're freaking tossing each other hammers 3 stories up or down,
Yeah, I mean, safety is a big factor on every job.
Have you ever had, like, OSHA or any departments like that come and check your sites?
We have not. We have codes come, when we pull permits, but they're not too concerned with the safety. I mean, if they see something really crazy, then we try and be safe. OSHA tries to steer a lot more towards the commercial industry.
Yeah.
But if they were to come to our site, we'd be perfectly fine.
Of course, yeah, no, I definitely believe that. And it keeps circling back to that idea of, openness, transparency, trust, all that stuff. So, yeah, man, I'm happy for you. So if somebody's out there, what's the best piece of advice that you would give them if they wanted to get into this industry right now, start their own company?
You gotta just devote yourself to it.
Yeah.
It's not something you're gonna do 2 hours a day and be successful. You gotta give it every day.
Yeah.
I mean, there are days we work on the job where they're usually 5-6 days a week, but there are times I'm in the office that other day, all day long, for months.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
it's awesome because you're passionate about it.
Yeah, you gotta be. If you're passionate, devote yourself to it. It's amazing what you can accomplish.
Yeah.
It really is.
Oh, you hear that, kids? The Mike Natale. I almost said Nike Natale. Nike Natale, baby. He said so. And that's the bottom line. Because Mike Natale said so. Well, that's awesome. So, Chelsea, going back to what we were talking about a little bit ago, kind of doing the books and how important that is and stuff. Have you been kind of learning along the way with him about what it means to be more clerical or more
yeah, for sure.
thorough?
Yeah. It's been a learning process for both of us. I mean, where I can help and step in, I do. Not everything, and we help each other out. He knows how to price out the estimates. I type them up.
Yeah.
So just knowing our strengths and weaknesses and where we contribute to each other, and I obviously want him to be successful and do anything I can to see that. And it's been amazing to see how much he's grown and accomplished in the last 2 years.
So you can even notice these changes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In him and the company.
Yeah. In the beginning it was like, oh shit, what I get myself into, and now it's like, I got this.
That's awesome. That's the truth.
But now it's like, I got this, and let's see where we can take it, and I'm gonna do big things. So it's cool to see mindsets change. And
definitely, yeah. And you guys, like you mentioned earlier, a lot of cohesion between you, and it works well, you know. And knowing your strengths and weaknesses is a big part of it. I can imagine, you know. But what's cool is that you're both learning together, and it's because, you know, that is not just your company now. It's a name for you. You know, literally, it's your name, but it's also, it represents what you work for and all the hours and you know, the trepidation and the troubles. So that's really awesome that you're supporting each other, and you're like, you know, she'll step in and pick up the slack if you need help typing up the sheet or sending the emails.
Oh, she came to the job a couple times.
Yeah?
She's definitely been there.
She's been there at the job site when you needed them extra hands?
Yeah, I mean, first job we ever did was on Sunset in Utica. She helped me set a tub, carry the tub up, the whole 9.
Wow.
Yep.
She helped you carry the tub upstairs?
There's actually pictures of that one on Facebook, I believe.
Really?
Yep.
I have fun with it. It's fun. I learn. It's cool. It's time together. I mean, in the beginning, with his starting out working a ton of hours, and I was doing the ice cream factory and diner at the time, so our hours just never worked.
Yeah.
He would come home and I would go to work, and it was, hey, you got an hour or two? Can you come help me at a job? Yeah, it's time together. It's time to learn.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's Saturdays usually turn into that. Hey, I want to work, and free labor. I usually get lunch or dinner out of it.
Nice. Yeah, you way to sweet her up, dude.
But it's fun. I get to learn, and I like doing stuff like that. And if it can help him out, then why not?
Yeah, and it's gratifying work too, you know, to see it kind of come to fruition.
Yeah.
That's awesome, you know. You know, you got to keep her if she's helping you carry the damn bathtub up the second floor.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. That's awesome. See, what a great partnership, and I think that's what it's about, you know. Even if it's not with a significant other, you got to have someone to reach out and help, because nobody knows everything, and you can't do everything yourself. There's not enough physical hours in the day.
Yeah, I mean, I even use my old employers to reach out to them quite a bit, actually.
Yeah?
Yep.
Carlo
Grazade. I have a Grazade building group.
Hey, Carlo, what's up? That's awesome. It's good to, you know, never burn a bridge. That's what I always tell people. You know, you never know when. And in past lives, we've all done it. You get angry at someone, things get said, or, you know, situations are left untamed, and it's disappointing. But you never want to intentionally burn a bridge out of spite or anything, because you never know when or what you'll need. From
it's a small world. You're gonna cross paths at some point,
especially in this area. You know. Yeah. How often does that expression get thrown around in this area, where it's like, oh, wow, you're related to so-and-so? Oh, what a small world. I mean, come on. It's
probably every day.
That's every day in this area. It's generations of people who are just interconnected and interwoven together. So don't burn the bridges, people. It's going to be hard to get over them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all right. So not everybody's as composed as the Mike Natale. So what's your next use, other than that big 10 by 10 deck, or what was it, 10 by 10 deck?
24 by 26.
What do you have coming up?
We're actually going to do a tile floor tomorrow. Well, we will be setting an LVT floor in the upstairs bathroom and a custom tile floor in the downstairs bathroom at a home in Utica. Yep. That'll be this week.
Sweet, man. So you're staying busy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's getting to that time. Hopefully we can get a little bit of... Oh, so you had a plug you want to give. I just jumped into that. You said you wanted to mention it. You might as well mention it if you're here. It's for sale.
Oh, my 2014 Harley Davidson 48 Sportster is for sale. If anyone's interested, it's on my Facebook page, Mike Natale.
Check it out. It's
got
what?
It's pretty nice.
It's got like 100 miles because he never rides with me.
Yeah. It does. It's sometimes you got to give up certain joys, I guess, to run a business, but it's important not to give up everything. You got to have something.
Yeah, you still have your days off, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to have outlets.
Yeah. What are some of the ones you guys like doing now? I know, Chelsea, you do CrossFit, and that's kind of like a good physical escape. Mike, what are you into, man? Drinking?
Yeah, drinking.
A couple cold ones to just take the edge off.
Yeah. With your dog. I mean, I relax with the dog. I do like to ride sometimes, but I just think it's not the right time for
Not
it.
practical.
Yeah, I mean, with the business trying to grow it in the direction I am, I mean, maybe a couple of years.
I mean, when you're working 60 hours a week, it's hard to get the time, you know.
You're going away next
weekend. Find a... Yeah, we actually go to a lot of concerts.
Oh, where are you going next weekend?
We're going to Virginia and North Carolina.
For the Tool.
Little Tool run.
Tool Fest.
Yeah. Tool Fest. It's called the Epicenter Festival. If anyone's looking into it.
Tool Fest sounds way better. Yeah, I'm going the week after down to DC for that Greta show. That'll be sweet.
Yeah, that'll be a good time.
Greta Van Fleet, The Revivalist, Tom Morello.
They're good bands.
That'd be awesome. And what's cool about DC is you get to go to all the Smithsonian museums, and they're all free, you know? So you get to see, like, cool shit. Like, when I went down there on my Harley, you know, just walked around to a few. I went to the space one, saw Buzz Aldrin's suit that he wore on the moon. It's, like, covered in moon dust or whatever you might want to call it.
Moon dust?
Which sounds like a drug you're getting on the corner, but it's definitely, like, legit from the moon. It's dusty. And then... You know, you walk across the street and you go into one of the art exhibits and there's a Da Vinci painting. And there's like, it's not like National Treasure. This shit is like just like where my microphone is.
It's real shit.
I'm like, it's right here. There's not even glass. I'm just looking at it. I'm like, you can see
cross-eyed and everything like that?
Yeah, dude. There's like paint. You can just see the paint. It's like, what? It's so crazy. And then you see this frame that Da Vinci made with his own hands in like, I don't know, 1490 something. Is that when he was alive or 1500? 1600? I don't know when Da Vinci was alive.
He's old.
Hundreds of years old, this freaking painting. And I'm like, it's so good. That's so crazy, you know? But yeah, I'm excited to go down there. The festival will be really awesome. But so where in North Carolina and Virginia are you going?
It's Rockingham, North Carolina, and couldn't tell you the exact city in Virginia.
Tool Fest, Virginia.
Tool Fest.
I haven't heard of Tool coming up in concert in a while.
No, they're very sporadic with their concerts. This was kind of a last minute thing.
They're older. Like
90s, early 90s.
So they're
actually been supposedly releasing new music for the past like 5 years, and
nobody's heard about it.
The big rumor is that this is why they're on tour. So I guess their first show is tomorrow, I believe.
Cool.
So people will know soon.
That's good. At least you're getting yourself a nice little mini vacation.
Yeah.
How long are you going down there? Just like 4 days?
Yeah, we leave Thursday. We'll be back Sunday for Mother's Day.
Oh, Mother's Day is next weekend.
Yeah, Sunday.
Sunday, yeah. Yeah, there's probably a lot of people going, oh, shit.
Guys, you heard it here. You heard it here first. Mother's Day is next week. Ah, man. I did not remember that. It's all right, Ma.
Helping each other out. Right?
Love you, Ma. I'll see you then. Dude, I know. These things are going down like water.
Yeah, they're fucking delicious.
Wateritas. Well, man, do you have anything... I don't know. I like hearing messages from people like you. And that's why I am so sorry. This table's not... The legs are wimpy. I like having people on that like to give a positive message. And that's the whole idea behind Lost Guidance, you know. And that's why I love hearing everybody support it. It's like, hey, dude, I love what you're doing. Great message. It's really positive. But I don't even need to be here. You guys have the great story. You have the great insights. I am not in the construction industry. I'm not an up-and-coming business owner. I'm not a well-reputable name being thrown around in households. So give some insight. Like you said, obviously be devoted, but like what's more than that? There's got to be the transparency. You got that. You got the devotion. You got the hard work, the clerical, do the books, you know. These are the things that kids need to know if you want to start making it in the industry. If you're going to BOCES right now, if you're in high school and that's your long-term gain, you start focusing on economics class and start doing these things. But like, what are the other insights that you think someone really needs to do?
Your reputation is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, you start building that when you're in elementary school, middle school area. I mean, that's going to follow you your entire life.
That's true.
You know, and it's a hard thing to change it. It's very hard. You got to listen to the old timers too. I mean, they've been through it.
Yeah.
You can't kind of push them to the side or be arrogant. You got to be mature, respectable, you know.
And that, I think, aids your reputation for anybody who's
Correct.
older and doesn't know you.
Correct. Because those old timers, I mean, there's a lot of older contractors, and they are awesome. But eventually, this is going to fall onto our shoulders or the ones under our shoulders.
Yeah. And everybody keeps saying it, man. It's great that we have a lot of artificial technology and a lot of technological-oriented jobs. But we can't only have kids growing up to be IT personnel and stuff like that. We need doctors, construction workers, welders. you need these things.
I mean, there's a lack. I definitely see it trying to get employees. There's definitely a lack of kids trying to do this industry that actually like it.
Yeah.
There's a lot more kids doing it just because they think it's going to be the easiest route, which is definitely one of the harder routes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you're not going to get rich overnight. You got to work and work hard days to do it.
You want to have money, you're going to work your ass off.
But that it's interesting because like now I see, even just hearing from people like that are in a position to employ somebody, you see a lot of resumes and stuff come through. It's like retail oriented jobs. I worked at Five Guys or freaking Blockbuster. I don't know, dude. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's how...
You're seldom getting a kid saying, yeah, I started doing construction. And it's awesome that you were able to find, again, like the diamond in the rough. I don't know why my OBS is losing it. It's in a time where, a kid just might need the chance and you can turn him into a well-rounded construction worker.
Yeah.
You'd hate to lose somebody with the talent to a McDonald's job or something like that, So I think that's what we need more of. And I think we need parents pushing that idea of hard work. And, I mean, I'm not one to talk. I do have I work at a lab, but,
Yeah, I mean, you're here on a Sunday shooting a podcast, so...
I'm just shooting a podcast with a construction worker that I'm hoping, to bring attention to, and that's, I believe in my mission, I believe in your mission, and I believe, nobody needs to listen to me. This could all just be garbage to somebody else. And I totally respect that. Everybody has an opinion. Correct. You might not want to listen to me, and that is fine. I totally get it. But for the 100 or whatever people who might watch this, and for the 5 of them that really watch the whole thing, and the 1 of them that really enjoys a 10-minute stretch of what we just said, and it opens their eyes a little bit, then if I can have that out of every episode, then I've won, dude. I've achieved something. I'm helping the world a little bit, and these are the things I believe in. I'm not right. I don't know for a fact. These are just things that I've been exposed to and learned over time, things I learned from my guests and have insights about. And that's what it's about, is just sharing these ideas. As with anything that we keep saying, if you're always a closed-minded, and if you just come into the situation as a new contractor, a new business owner, and you're like, yeah, I know everything. Let me tell you all old-timers what I'm doing right and what you're doing wrong. No, man.
No, you're not going to make it very
They
far.
have 50 years of mistakes and knowledge and expertise under their belt that they could tell you. You don't even realize you're fast-tracking your way to fuck up. And then here they come in and they're like, yeah, sorry, Squirt, you wanted to be a jerk about it. I'm not going to tell you nothing. That's, again, that was a great point you made. Reputation, reputation, reputation. If I could take back probably from like 9th grade to 11th grade, I would. I didn't have the best reputation,
I'm with you.
Anybody in the high school days doesn't really love who they were back then. But, it's, even if you're in that place now and you're watching this, because I do have some younger kids who watch the show and everything in high school. And if you're in that place where you're thinking, man, I wish I could just like turn back time or get out of this rut that I'm in, it's never too late. You just got to start.
You just got to change.
You got to change the hate to like compassion and care, and just start appreciating who you are, the situation you're in, and who you're meeting, Mm-hmm. And now I think that's such a big reason why I'm able to network. And likewise, I'm sure you feel this way too, is that once you meet that one great guy who tells you something that like opens your eyes, brightens your day a little bit, you're like, man, I didn't see it from that angle. Now, I'm kind of a little bit better off, and I'm going to spread that around. Then you start sharing those stories, you meet other people. It all works so like centrifugally, really, because it just keeps going. If you start hatred and negativity, that'll keep going. If you start positivity, likewise, it's going to keep going. So I'd rather spiral the positivity out of control than spiral the negative.
Correct.
So that was my tangent about life, I guess. There you go.
I agree
wholeheartedly. Drop the mic. Done. Because all this stuff, that's what's interesting about this show, is that it all applies to life and the topic of focus. It's not a coincidence that my buddy who was a baseball coach had the same kind of perspective about adjusting himself to society that a construction worker has. That's not a coincidence.
No.
That's life. And we all feel this shit, but no one wants to say it. Everybody's just sitting by idly thinking either A, I'm going to figure it out and do it my own way, get out of my way. B, I'll just get nurtured by everybody and just kind of cater along and get swept up in the wave. Or C, you try to break from the pack, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just like, hey, I kind of see it for what it is. If anybody wants to hear me or share in the conversation or learn a little something from someone, that's what it should be about. And I love being able to sit down every Sunday with someone like you guys and take a few minutes to kind of analyze myself, get some of my own thoughts out of my head, and kind of bounce ideas back and forth about everything. And that's what's awesome about the show. Awesome about you guys doing good work. It's all great for the community, great for life, great for everybody. So, anything else? I don't know where I was going with that.
No, I think you just hit every nail right on the head with that. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice metaphor there. Illustration.
No pun intended.
Illustrative. Well, We're a little over an hour, and I like to keep these around an hour. So what I like to do is at the end here, I run my walking baseline again. I go through, see if we had any comments on the YouTube channel, and then we'll wrap it up. We'll give some final closing thoughts, some plugs, stuff like that. So let's get this bad Johnny walking. So, guys, again, we said it time and time again, this whole show, the idea is be a good person, be transparent and honest in your work and everything you do, be devoted, work hard, good things will happen to you. And Mikey here and Chelsea are a perfect example of a power couple and a lot of faith in themselves. And what it could mean, man. You guys are doing excellent. 2 years later, I'm sure you wouldn't even probably thought you were going to be here. And so 2 years from now, I hope you're 10 times greater than you are right now.
No, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Same for you.
Yeah, guys, for sure. Check him out, Mike Natale. You can see him on Facebook. Are you on Google and all that? I'm not sure. You give your own plugs.
Just Facebook, Natale Construction Remodeling, and Instagram at Natale Construction.
And if they wanted to call you,
315-749-4590.
There you go, guys. Construction, remodeling, your bathroom tile, kitchen expert. Guys, give him a call. He's great. And you can, if you don't believe it, you can check out the reviews and all the pictures right on his Facebook. So you got no more reason to complain. Dude, thank you so much, both of you, for coming on. I think this is what people want. They want the insights of, if I want to do this, I hope that some kid is out there and he's like, man, let me see how a new business owner who's 2 years into the game doing it. And then you got Taylor who's 5 years into the game. You go back an episode, and so you get different ideas and perspectives of what it's like in the area. Because I'm sure not many people get the chance to sit down with somebody like this or talk to you two about what the nitty gritty of this situation is. And so that's what I'm hoping for. And I tell this to everybody, if you have anybody that you think would be interesting to come on and get the nitty gritty of and really kind of divulge down the rabbit hole of what their hobbies, passions, life stories are, I will talk to anybody. And I'm so happy to say I've had a bunch of people reach out, and I have a full lineup coming through with the next few months. And I believe next week I will be going live with the Mason Olmstead.
Oh, of the Racing Mason.
Oh,
Racing
yeah.
Mason.
The Mason Olmstead is coming on. And hopefully DJ Roscoe Red, Chris Mike of 97.9 will be coming on. So it's going to have some awesome talent, great content. Again, check them out. Natale Construction. Chelsea is going to be coming on end of June talking about her bakery business. Did I put that? Did we not agree to that? Oh, it's on camera. Oh, geez. Oh, no.
Too late now.
Oh, it's already out there on the internet. What are we going to do? For sure. That would be really fun to have you come on and kind of give another side, because we had, if you guys check out the Lost Guidance Facebook page today, I met up with some of my coworkers. They run this little side business called Alt Lunch, and basically they provide an alternate to fast food, an alternate lunch. And it's just healthy, awesome options that they're bringing, even if it's at a low level of my company of 160-something people, That's a cool insight of somebody who just took a hobby of cooking and blew it up. And Chelsea, you likewise do that with bakery, delicatessens or whatever you want to call it. So I don't want to get into it too much and let the cat out of the bag. So I would love to sit down with you and talk with you about this again down the road. But do you want to give a plug about where you might find some of your products, or if somebody wants to get a hold of you for some cakes?
Oh boy. I do have a Facebook page, Chelsea's Confections. Check it out.
Chelsea's.
Graduation parties, weddings.
There you go. Well, let me tell you, this girl will take Snickers bars, break them down into Snickers bar pieces, and make a big ass Snickers bar that is just like amazing. It's crazy. So thank you both for coming on, guys. Lost Guidance Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We're probably going to be switching. I've had a lot of people reaching out saying just to do the YouTube live stuff. We did it today. We tried it out. I'm going to see what the kind of the viewings were, but it seems like that's going to be the new route. It's a lot easier to get to YouTube than it is to get to Twitch and then create an account. So I'm done hassling people. Plus Twitch puts ads all over my stuff. So I have an awesome few guests coming up. Check out the live show I did this morning with, again, the Panos. And other than that, try not to get lost out there. Enjoy your Cinco de Mayo. Drive safe. Watch Game of Thrones tonight. Big episode. Yeah, that's it. I'm done chatting, dude. I'm just in such a good mood today, man. So, hasta mañana or hasta luego.
Cheers.
We'll see you guys.